Was having a nice chat with someone today about religious persecution, in particular Christians. Talking about this event in Charleston, which I've already had my say on. Horrible, horrible thing to happen. But here it is taken in the context of racism, whites versus blacks, when really it can also be seen as the context of religion. You know, these people were in a church and they were killed there because they decided to congregate there. People of religion tend to congregate together because they want to talk about their beliefs unitedly, and they make, I won't want to say an excellent target because that makes it seem like I agree with it, but they make a viable target for lunatics like this man that came across and shot all these people in this church. The question, though, that I was presented, and this is what I want to get to, is why is there all this religious persecution of the Christians? Why are people killing Christians? Why are people persecuting their beliefs? And the person I was talking to, very knowledgeable, very intelligent person, said that in his belief it was a matter of civil rights, and I disagreed with him. I said, it's not about civil rights, this is about beliefs. I wanted to expound on that, but 140 characters in Twitter just is not enough. And unfortunately, those 140 characters almost made it sound like I totally disagreed with this person on the premise that I somehow thought what happened was right. And no, absolutely, I did not think that murdering people in a church was correct, regardless of race. I don't think the persecution of Christians is right. I don't think that they should be unable to practice their beliefs. I don't believe any of that. So I'm creating this video to help explore what I do believe and how I do see things and why I don't see it as a civil rights issue. Let's go back to civil rights. People in America back in the 60s, there was a separation of societies. If you were a WASP, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, or just, a white person in general, you go through, do whatever you want, anywhere you want. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. In fact, a lot of us were in church back then. That was our big halo. White people sit in church and they learn how to become better people so that when they can leave that all behind them. Go outside, be racially charged, hate black people, and not want them anywhere near them. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does it? We were religious people, and yet we're subjugating this population over here. In a religion based upon love and compassion, and I'm telling you, it is based on that. Whether people enact that or not, it's a different story. And that's all about who people are, because I'm going to tell you, there are good Christians and there's people that are not Christians. And I'm going to say it that way because, again, Christianity as presented is religion based upon acceptance and love for people. It's based upon the teaching of Jesus, which said, love one another. He didn't say, love one another except for that black dude over there. Because something that really people need to think about, there's a possibility that, and I'm going to get crucified for this one, but let's bear with me here. Coming from the Middle East, there's no guarantee that Jesus was a white guy. Okay? So if you're out there and you're offended by that, do a little research. I know I did. And, you want to think about the white Messiah because you want your Messiah to look just like you and be you. But that's not necessarily so. And so what if he wasn't? If he was brown, if he was black, if he was yellow or red, it does not matter. What he said mattered, and what he said built this religion, which is supposed to be based on compassion. I'm going to do a little aside here for a moment, because there's another little prophet here we need to think about. Muhammad, leader of all Islam. He created a religion based on compassion as well. I don't care how many terrorists twist it to their own means to say, kill all Christians or anybody that doesn't believe. Those people are not Muslims. They're not. I don't give a crap. They're not Muslims. You want to believe this? All right, I'm going to take it right to you. You're a Muslim and you think Islam is all about holy war? I want you to tell me, what battle did Muhammad fight? Where did he kill another person? Where did he attack another person? Show me the proof. Even my dog's angry about that one. Regardless, he was a man of peace. He was not a man of war. And people have taken what he has given them and twisted it to create war. And people have done the same exact thing with Christianity. Don't tell me there hasn't been Christian wars. Crusades, hello? That was all about getting back the Jerusalem and the Holy Lands? Sure. So how come we went to their countries, grabbed them, and persecuted them for not being Christians? Persecuted people in our lands for not being Christian. Okay, so all religions have had a play at this, except for Judaism. I don't remember anybody that was Jewish ever taking other people prisoner and killing them for their beliefs. They have killed people because they want to kill them. And don't get me wrong, they've done that. I'm not going to say that. I will not say that. They've done some bad things in their time too. But they don't kill people just because they're Christians or just because they're Muslims. They kill people because people are trying to kill them. I'm not saying that's right, because there's better ways than killing people to resolve situations. I'm just explaining how they might think. You know, after the Holocaust, when everybody was out to kill them, they had a different view on the world. You know, the whole world doesn't like them, and they want to survive. So, you know, they got this mindless thing going that if we constantly bully the world, they'll leave us alone. And for better or worse, that's what's going on there. But they don't kill Christians because they're Christian. They don't kill Muslims because they're Muslim. Killing for religion seems to be a Muslim-Christian thing. And it's not a practice of all Muslims. It's not a practice of all Christians. We're not all at war. I swear to you, we're not. It's a percentage of a percentage. It's a small, minute amount. But it's enough that it makes the news every day, and it makes us the real believers, truly upset. You know, Christians really get upset when Christians kill other people. Muslims get upset when Muslims kill other people. You know, they don't sit there and yell out about it because there's so much of it, they would be screaming constantly. But they are truly upset. It does affect them. So, getting back to the whole not allowed to practice our beliefs and we're being crucified and we're being killed for it. Again, both sides are experiencing this. You don't think Muslims are experiencing it? Go to Iraq and ask them how they feel about ISIS. How they feel when their families are killed. Because ISIS does not discriminate. They are not a Christian killing force. They kill Christians and Muslims alike. And if you don't believe that, you're not reading the news. They kill both. So Muslims are under attack as much as Christians. And the only way this ever will stop is for us to say enough is enough. We have to unite. We have to say, I don't care if you believe in God differently than I do. I don't really care. I care that you do. That's a commonality we have. That's something we share, and you should share that. If you want to look at it differently, that's fine. And if you think that's crazy, consider this. Christians, you have your Presbyterians, you have your Catholics, you have your Methodists, and I don't see you bombing each other's churches because you believe in the same God. Okay. And Muslims, you have your Shiites and your Sunnis, and for the most part, you get along with each other. You don't agree with each other, but you can live side by side. So you think of the same God. So Unless Allah and God are two different people, why the hell can't Christians and Muslims get along? Why? Why must they fight? What purpose is that? And why do we have to tell these people how to believe? Why can't Christians, children, in school, say a prayer in the morning to themselves? Who are they offending? If they're offending someone, let them go into a separate room and do it. But if it's their belief, let them do that. And why can't women, Muslim women, wear burqas? Because they're disguising themselves as terrorists? Hello, hoodies! You know, what's the difference? So you can't see somebody's face? There's something wrong with them? They're immediately a terrorist? I know when I had my mouth worked on, I had some work done on my teeth. The person had a mask on and stuff to protect them from blood or whatever, but they were masked pretty much probably like a burqa. They had a head thing on and they had a mask. So, going with the philosophy here, I let a freaking terrorist in my mouth, remove teeth, probably implanted some kind of thing so they can watch me, and they're probably listening to me right now, listening to what I'm saying, so that they can tell whether they should come shoot me right now for being anti-terrorist. Freaking lunacy! It really is. But this is what we choose to believe. Why? Why? I understand the lone idiot that does things. Like this guy that killed 20 people. I'm not saying I agree with him. I absolutely, truthfully do not agree with this idiot. But I understand he's a very sick man. And like very sick men do very sick things. It's tragic. It's horrible. But it's not like he was judging Christianity. He's not running on the same gear set that we are. He's mad, insane. But when you have a whole group of people, 1,000 Christians, 1,000 Muslims, and they get together, and it's their belief that the other side must be slaughtered, you can no longer excuse that as insanity. It's intolerance. Call it what it is. It's intolerance. And why? What reason? How can you hate somebody just because they don't think the same as you do? How can you do that and call yourself a human being? And for all you atheists out there that don't believe in God, and I truly understand you too, you're sitting there and you're saying, I'm constantly dumped on by people that want to believe in religion. I don't care to believe in God. I don't want to believe in God. I'm a human being. I control my own destiny. I'm not controlled by anything. So why do I have to tolerate them? Your belief is not an unbelief. Your belief is not a non-belief. Your belief is in yourself. Your belief is that God isn't there for you. You're there for you. You need to take care of things. Does that make you any worse than the person who believes in God? You hold the door open for people when they walk into a building. You thank them when they do something for you. You do kind things for people because you want to do kind things for people. And you do these things in the name of yourself, not in the name of any God. You were not trained by God. You were not trained by God's people. You were trained by yourself. You know simple decency, and you practice it. Are you any different? Should you be seen as any different as the person who goes to church? If the whole premise of religion is to make us better people and to show us how to live together, then I say to you, the atheists are no less religious than those who fervently believe in God. They simply choose to do things the way they do because they decide not because they're taught. They teach themselves. They're self-taught. And I believe they're every bit as good people as anyone else. And they deserve no persecution. I believe that the Muslims who call for peace, who ask for the end to terrorism, who want to live a peaceful life, I believe they should be treated with equality. I believe all the Christians that say it doesn't matter what religion you are, I still believe in you as a human being. I don't believe they need to be persecuted either. Who needs to be persecuted are those people who would persecute others. They should be persecuted by law, not by guns, murder, or whatever. By law, they should be persecuted because they don't believe in anything except murder and extinction. And those people deserve nothing. Nothing. But better or worse, this is the world we live in. And if we're going to exist together, then we need to understand each other's beliefs. We don't need to accept them. We don't. We truly don't. We just need to allow them. If somebody wants to wear a burqa, they should be allowed to. If someone wants to read a prayer, they should be allowed to. You should not persecute that person for their beliefs. And if someone doesn't want to have beliefs, they should not be persecuted either. We should all be judged for what we are inside, not for what we believe. We should be judged for the people we actually are, for how we treat others. That's what we should be judged upon. It should go beyond race. It should go beyond sex. It should go beyond nationalism. It should go beyond everything. It just doesn't matter. We're all human beings, every one of us, and we deserve to be treated with respect so long as we're willing to treat others with the exact same respect. And when someone fails to do that, and they determine that the only course in their mind is to cause chaos, then that chaotic element needs to be dealt with. Again, preferably in a legal manner, but sometimes you just can't. You know, if you have one man there and holding 30 hostages and he's determined to die, then he needs to. Because he's already decided that his life is less than the people that he wants to take. So, then, you know, that so be it. But that's, anytime that can be avoided, it should. So, again, going back to, is persecuting someone for their beliefs a civil rights issue? No. It's in total act against their beliefs. It is telling that person that they are not allowed to believe as they want to, and they should be allowed to do so. And in return for that blessing, that person should allow others to believe as they want to, and they should not impact on their beliefs either, because if you do, then you're hypocritical and you're not deserving of any benefits in life if you will not share those benefits. Just simply the way it is. So that's all I have on this topic today, and want to leave some feedback down there in the comments section. Feel free to do so. I'm always willing to listen to your opinion, because if I speak and tell you to listen, well, then I'm a mouthpiece. Whereas if I speak and I listen back, then I'm someone trying to have a conversation, and I definitely feel you, the listeners, are worthy of having a conversation with, or I wouldn't be here. Thank you, and God bless.